This isn't the first time David McGraw's energy supply has collapsed. Last year, his old gas firm went into administration. Today, Avro, the one he switched to, also ceased trading. The real worry, though, is not the name of the firm, but the size of the bills.
Previously, I was just about managing. Now, when I've got to find another £400 per annum, I'm going to be struggling. It's getting to the point where it's not a question of the government saying the lights will stay on. I'm going to be afraid to switch the lights on.
But energy costs are not the only economic threat coming this winter. Next month, the government is due to remove the £20 a week universal credit rise they've been able to rely on since the pandemic. In much the same way as the energy market is facing a perfect storm with all sorts of different causes leading to higher prices, many families around the country are also facing a perfect storm, higher energy prices and at the same time the removal of the universal credit uplift. The government says it will be way too expensive to leave it in place. It said people should go out and get jobs, but for many families, the numbers simply don't add up. Up until 3 years ago, Karen had a job and never thought she'd have to rely on UC. Now, she's one of millions facing that cut.
With the £20 uplift going, I really can't sleep of a night, and that is the truth. I just lay there worrying so much. In the past, I've had to sell some of my late mother's jewellery, which she had given me and left me to give to my children, my daughters, when I pass away, and I've had to sell it because of the fact that, you know, it was either that or eat, basically. This is how bad it is.
Whether you call it a cut or simply the end of a temporary boost, the impact for people like Karen will be enormous. The biggest overnight reduction in welfare ever. According to figures produced for Sky News by the Resolution Foundation, families on universal credit are 7 times more likely to face a crisis paying their bills and debts than others. And low-income households spend by far the largest share of earnings, 7.6%, on fuel bills, leaving them particularly exposed to the energy crisis. Nor is it necessarily the case, as one minister claimed, that a couple more hours of work will make good these shortfalls.
Around 2/3 of people on universal credit are either already in work or they're not actually able to work. For instance, they are sick or disabled or maybe caring for young children. So what's the government's plan for these people?
Sky understands the government is still set on removing that £20 a week, but is pondering whether to change the rules so UC claimants could keep more of their earnings from extra work. But time is running out. It is not yet winter, but in economic terms, it is coming. Ed Conway, Sky News.